Hello guys, Austin Powers here, back with some more Modern Warfare 3. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been even longer since I've done any Saints Row. And for you Saints Row fans, I'm really sorry to say, but I do not think I'm getting Gangstas in space. Unless I have a change of heart. But right now it doesn't look too worth my buck, if you know what I mean. The last DLC was pretty disappointing, and I'm not sure how happy I am with Volition in terms of DLC right now. Anyways, topic at hand, Modern Warfare 3. As you can tell, this is not one of the normal maps. This is Overwatch, which is the new DLC map for all premium elite subscribers on Xbox 360. It came out today, so if you're in that category, you can go get it. If not, you're going to have to wait a month if you're on PS3 and you're an elite subscriber. And then if you're not an elite subscriber, you're going to have to wait even longer for that. I don't even know when you're going to get it. But if you're not an elite subscriber, you probably not even care about this at this point. Anyways, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the map, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I feel about the elite playlists, the elite, the whole thing that they've been doing with Call of Duty Elite. My thoughts on it. So this map reminds me a lot of. There's 3 different maps it reminds me specifically of. High Rise, Hard Hat, and Kowloon. And you know, a little bit of Hotel too. I'm gonna say a little Hotel. Anyways, so it reminds me of Hard Hat because the look of it is, you know, very Hard Hat. There's a lot of construction work going on. You know, a very rustic looking map. Why does it remind me of High Rise? Once again, it's up on the top of a building. You can see the sky, the city down below, and you can fall off in different areas. It feels high up, and it has that High Rise vibe. It also, the indoor areas really remind me of the indoor areas in High Rise. And it also, the other thing that reminds me of High Rise is the fact that once you go out of your spawn, after a couple seconds, you immediately become visible to the enemy, which is something that also happened in High Rise, because there's so many open sight lines. And because there's so many open sight lines, this also reminds me a lot of Kowloon from Black Ops. And you can, in Kowloon, you could constantly cut people off. There's so many different ways to get from point A to point B, and there was lots of open sight lines across the map. The same is true here. And the reason it reminds me of Hotel, there's something about the gameplay that just reminds me of Hotel. I don't know what it is. Anyways, that's the map. I hope you enjoy the gameplay. The thing that I do find interesting about this map is it can support anything from submachine guns to sniper rifles. As you can see, plenty of people walk around with submachine guns, and plenty of people walk around with sniper rifles, and I'm walking around with a long-range assault rifle and doing pretty well too. So anyways, I wanted to talk mostly about the elite playlists. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed with the way they've structured, with the way that Infinity Ward, or Sledgehammer Games, has handled the Modern Warfare 3 playlists and game types. I think it was done in a very sloppy way. Now, let me explain what I mean. When you go into that the beginning screen of multiplayer, and you go find a match, you have your standard match, right? You can go to standard, you can go to community playlists, you can go to I think specialist or specialized playlists, which is, you know, bare bones and hardcore, and then you can go to elite playlists. That's 4 options right off the bat, right? So when you click on one of those, you have a ton of game types to choose from, and that's not a bad thing. Believe me, that's not a bad thing. But here's my problem, and this is a problem for both elite subscribers and, well, actually, no. Right now, it's just a problem for the elite subscribers. Not as much for the people who don't subscribe to elite. But here's my issue. And I know this is really complicated to handle for them because they have 4 DLC drops for every single piece of DLC. They have 2 on the PS3 and 2 on the Xbox 360. So I guess 2 per console, which makes it a lot harder than just 1 drop for everyone. And I can understand that, but they need to fix it. They certainly need to fix it, and it's just a real pain in the ass, the way it works. So for those of you guys who don't know, when you enter the elite playlist, right, and if this is assuming you're an elite premium subscriber and you get all the DLCs, right, when you enter the elite playlist, you have not as many game types as everyone else does, right? You just have the regular, a couple basic game types. Okay, so right off the bat, you're missing some game types. You don't get any hardcore, you don't get any bare bones, you just get the basics. Then the other thing is that the only other elite subscribers can go on there. Now, but the elite playlist isn't something you're forced into, which in this case is kind of good, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to access certain game types just because you're an elite subscriber, and that would obviously deprive you of parts of the game, and that'd make no sense. But here's my big problem with it. Not enough people play the elite playlist, right? So there's constantly a low number of people playing it. The second problem I have with it is that the DLCs have a higher chance of popping up on that little voting thing than any other map, which is not what I want. I just want the DLCs to be maybe for a week or something, have a higher chance for the DLC map because you're just learning it or something. But I want it to have the same odds as any other map because I want the same gameplay experience I've had before. But no, it has a higher chance. So basically, you have two options. You can either play regular with none of the DLC maps, or you can play elite with not as many game types and not as many options for sub game types like bare bones and hardcore, and you have to play the DLC maps 90% of the time. I mean, you go into the elite playlist, you're going to be playing Piazza, you're going to be playing Liberation, you're going to be playing Overwatch. You're going to be playing those 3 maps 50% of the time, and that's just 3 out of like all the maps. So I mean, it's a little bit annoying when you want to try a different map or you just want to keep the flow going to constantly have to leave the elite playlist and go to the normal playlist if you want to play a map other than the DLC maps. Now, I think there's a really simple solution for this. I don't think there should be an elite playlist. I think all the playlists should stay the same, but they should get rid of the elite playlist. But if you are an elite subscriber, right, and I guess this would depend on how many elite subscribers there are, because if there weren't enough, then there would not be this wouldn't work. But if you are an elite subscriber, you're automatically put into a group, you're already automatically put into elite playlists, right? So all the playlists get the new maps, right, immediately for all elite subscribers, and they can only play with other elite subscribers. Now, the only problem with this is, obviously, if your friend's not an elite subscriber, you can't play with him, right? There's a lot of issues around it, but I think there should be some way to streamline the whole thing and give the full experience to the elite subscribers who paid for the maps early, but they're not getting the full experience. They don't get all those game types. So I think that's something that they need to work on. It's something they need to fix. And anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Go on and get Overwatch if you don't have it. Check out my new SSX demo videos. I just got that, and that's a lot of fun, so you should check those out. And thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.